Hello there. Let's make a knife sheath for this knife. I know I've been away for a little while. I've been pretty busy, thanks to all you wonderful people. So anyway, let's make a knife sheath for this. This is the Schrade, I did a video on it, I can't remember, what is it, SCHF66. Awesome little knife, perfect size. Let's make a cool belt sheath for today, shall we? So how you would do such a thing is you're going to start by tracing the knife. Always check and make sure your knife is unloaded first, and watch out for the sharp. See what I did there? Careful here so you don't wreck your blade, but obviously stay as close as you can. I just go really light so you can go over it again. Just like that. Okay, so we got the knife done. We can put that back in the sheath it came with and get it out of the way. Now what I like to do is go 1/2 inch around the edge. That'll make for a good, enough for a welt and everything else. I think it looks really big, and it may be a little too big for this knife, but by the time you put a welt and leave space for the knife to go in there, it's really not going to be as big as you think it is. I'm going to make this knife like a fold-over style, the sheath, so we don't really need, probably like a 1/4 inch on this edge, basically from the highest point. I'll do that light because it'll be adjusted. You pretty much, this isn't your stitch, this is going to be the edge. I think I might confuse people sometimes because when I do my holsters, I do dashes for the edge, for the stitch line. Like that. I think I'll have this. Well, it's going to be a fold over, so. Boom. I think I'm going to tweak that design just a little bit without having to reach around a light and everything. Give me 1 second. So what we've gone ahead and done here, it's a little kind of odd shaped blade, but I got it kind of figured out. So I also forgot to mark where the handle and the blade stop. This is about where the blade stops. I want a little bit of the handle covered. Right about here, we're going to put a strap that tightens it. And then I went ahead and extended the lines out to where we're going to make our belt loop that folds over. So this right here, we're going to need to cut this out and rotate it to the side. You stop right here on this line, and then you trace it. That way you've got your fold over piece for the knife. So essentially this will be the front, this is the back, and I'll show you what I mean here in 1 second. Alright, see this? Cut this outline out here. You're going to fold it on the line. Like so. What I do is retrace this again. Once that tracing cut out, you cut this part out right here, and then you're left with the front. I'll show you. Okay, you see? It was folded over, retraced, and then I cut off this piece from our original, like so. So what you have now is this, you put it on the leather like this, cut it out, and boom, this goes like this. So take our knife and make sure everything's still reasonable. Sweet, there. Here we got room at the bottom for a welt. Goes over the handle nicely. And even better, the fold line for the, look at that. The fold line for the folder is just perfectly lines up too. Could have done that better if I planned it. So what we're going to do also is put a strap that goes right here with a button on it to make sure it stays in. This will be folded over for a belt loop. It really doesn't need to be that long, so it'll probably be trimmed out. Let's see. I usually do for 1.5 belts, but on knives I go 2 inches. So this is my belt blank here. Go like so. I'm gonna put a stitch line. Let's see here. 1, 2. So we'd want to at least have this much of a belt loop. So I'll go ahead and run a stitch right about here, like so. And then I'm going to make room to do another double stitch right there and trim that. Okay, so there we go. Knife sit in there, like so. Belt loop would be here. This is where your stitch line. So see, even though, like I said, 1/2 inch look like a lot, it really doesn't once it's all trimmed out and everything. This is going to be the back. Your belt would go in here. Then this will be stitched all around here. To make the welt, just need another piece. What I'll do is go to about here. Make a line, scooch it out a little bit, boom. That'll be a sufficient welt for this knife. Just make sure you cut that out of the leather too. Well, we got a pattern drawn, so that's going to be part 1. Stay tuned for part 2, where we're actually making the holster. Thanks for watching.